What it do, people? Welcome back to the Best Deck series, a series where I take one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh decks and try to go undefeated with it at locals. So we're now on episode 4 of 5, and honestly, we've tried a whole bunch of different ways to make this deck go undefeated. The closest we've ever come was in episode 1. We went 3 wins, 1 loss. So I don't know, hopefully today we do better than that. I'm also aware that it's been a whole ass year since I last uploaded one of these, and the format has quite literally completely changed. Right now, the two top dogs are Malice and Ryziel. Both decks are terrifying as fuck to fight. I still think Adignister is actually the best deck. I just think I need to lock the fuck in and actually pull some crazy shit off. So since it's been a fat minute, I figured, you know what? Let's just show a new deck profile. I think the list that I've cooked up has the potential to actually go undefeated. Yeah, dude, hand traps don't mean shit to me anymore, man. Let me show you. Okay, so starting off with the main deck, this time I am actually on only one copy of Island, okay? And I'm a firm believer that you really only need the one Island. And this card is what allows you to absolutely pop off. And another reason that I believe that you really only need Island at 1 is because if Island gets popped, it could just bring itself back. So for the one card starters, I am on triple Picari, triple Achichi, triple I Meet You, and the triple Signet Mining. Alright, so Picari lets you search out any Adignister spell trap, and Achichi, I Meet You, and Signet Mining let you search out any Adignister monster in your deck. You're essentially running 12 Rotas. It's really awesome, dude. Really consistent deck. I am then on the one copy of Baruru so that we can synchro summon. And this time I'm only running the one Doyen Adignister because this thing can be recycled. And what Doyen does is it just recycles the graveyard, man. So, hell yeah. So for the extenders, I am on the one Fighting Spirit to respawn one of my Adignisters. The one Idol Reborn to respawn an Adignister yet again. The one Hayari, this thing can just special summon itself if you control an Adignister. And then the one Gachiri, which can also special summon itself. It protects your Cyber's monsters from being popped while it's on the field, and when it hits the grave, it can make any one of your monsters just unaffected by card effects for 2 turns. So really just a solid backup plan. And for some more extenders, I am on the triple Parallel Exceed. I really like Parallel Exceed because it actually lets you play through Droll, and it also lets you play through Shifter. So special summons itself to a zone a link monster points to, special summons another copy from deck. Now both become level 4. Solid overall. For the non-engine, aka the hand traps, I'm on triple Nibiru to stop my opponent's combos, triple Droll to stop my opponent from searching, triple Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. This might be a little controversial, but I don't know, dude. With True Light running around, Blue Eyes is quite scary. I think Ogre is pretty nuts. Plus, it just deals with annoying field spells, deals with annoying, continuous spells that are on the field. Really good card overall. Triple Ash to stop my opponent from looking in their deck, essentially. Triple Veiler to stop monster effects, and triple Infinite Impermanence. This is 18 non-engine. So for the extra deck, I am on the double Infant to search out my field spell, one Wicked to search out the tuner, one Templar to special summon 3 Adignisters to zones it points to, the one Goat, the best card in the game, I don't care what anyone says, Arrival Cyber's Adignister, big unaffected tower, one Light Dragon Adignister, so this thing is easily summonable with Parallel Exceed, protects your monsters, can help you break boards, and it is also just mainly an I Meet You target. And then the one Wind Pegasus to help break your opponent's board by destroying back row, and then it could shuffle your opponent's card back into the deck, which is pretty sick as well. Moving on to the rest of the extra deck, we got the Link Decoder. As I'm editing this shit, fucking the ban list just dropped. Yeah, Link Decoder got banned, dude. What the fuck? I guess for this video, we still have Link Decoder that can be used. So, hell yeah, I guess. I don't know, dude. This thing is what lets you play through hand traps very well. When this thing is sent to the graveyard for a summon of a 2300 attack Link monster, it brings itself back. The one Link Spider, just so that we have an answer to Nibiru. This time around, I'm on the double Splash Mage to respawn a monster in the graveyard, and then double Transco Talker. I think because we're running 18 hand traps, this deck essentially becomes kind of like a grind game type deck, especially because we're running the Heat Soul, and Heat Soul lets us draw a card by paying 1,000 life points. It's a quick effect, so you can do it on your opponent's turn too. So if your main combo gets stopped, you're going to link into Decoder Heat Soul. Your opponent has already expended 2 hand traps on you, 2 to 3 even, and then you're going to get to draw 2. So and then on the following turn, you could pretty much just kill them, with your Access Code Talker because it's a big ass body. It could break your opponent's board. They cannot respond to Access Code Talker's effects. Absolutely shmated. Okay, admittedly, I'm not too sure what the best decks like do for the most part. All I know are some interactions, so the side deck is not really going to be all too crazy, but fuck it, we ball. Triple Cosmic Cyclone for back row, also really good against Blue Eyes, being able to just banish their field spell or True Light, so not bad. Triple Ogre, really good against like Bestials and just graveyard reliant strategies. Then I'm on triple Dark Ruler, triple Eclipse, and then 2 Chalice. And I'm pretty sure Chalice plus Eclipse or Dark Ruler can actually just straight up break Orazio board, paired with Imperm in the main deck as well, so there's that. And then the ultimate spicy tech for the Malice matchup, a searchable Floodgate that I'm pretty sure just straight up shuts their deck down. AIQ is a searchable Floodgate that says your opponent can only link summon once. What is Malice doing when this hits the board? I don't think they're doing much, man. I don't think they're doing much. On the next turn, I could just get rid of AIQ so that it doesn't really affect me. And then I could probably just OTK them for free. Bro, I'm not even capping here. I think we got the sauce. Okay guys, so round 1 was versus Kashtira Tier Element, and I lose the dice rolls, so they go first. And I drew into 2 Ash Blossoms, freaking Field Spell, and 2 Achichi. So right off the bat, not the greatest hand, but actually having the island in hand does help me play a little bit through hand traps. So they go first, and they summon out the Unicorn, and they go Unicorn effect to search, and I chain the Ash Blossom. I don't know where to hand trap this deck, to be quite honest with you. I know that board breakers go a lot better against Kashtira, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, like let's just throw an Ash out. Let's see if you can play through that. It turns out they didn't actually have that much to work with because all they were able to end on was Fenrir and a Unicorn, but Fenrir pass is still kind of scary, especially versus my deck. Alright, so now it's my turn. I draw into the I Meet You. I go I Meet You effect to search out the Gachiri. Boom, add Gachiri to hand. I then normal summon the Achichi, go Achichi effect to search, and then they chain Imperm. Next up, I link into the Dark Infant, and I actually don't use the effect to search off an Infant, because if Infant gets Fenrir'd here, I'm kind of cooked. I go ahead and summon out the Gachiri, and then link off these 2 into Splash Mage, and then on summon of Mage, I go Gachiri effect to make Mage unaffected by card effects. I do this so that I can play around the Fenrir. I then go Splash Mage effect to respawn into Achichi. Boom, bring out our Achichi from the graveyard. And then I link off the Achichi for Link Decoder. Boom. I then use Splash Mage as well as Link Decoder to go into Transcode Talker. And on summon of Transcode Talker, I go Link Decoder effect to bring itself back for free. I then go Transcode Talker effect to respawn the Splash Mage, but then he chains Fenrir, getting rid of the Transcode Talker, so not the greatest. I should have just made Access Code Talker. At least they couldn't have responded to Access Code Talker. You know, it's a learning experience, right? So what the heck. And then, yeah, my board was literally just Link Decoder and an Ash Blossom in hand, dude. I was not winning this. Then it's his turn. He summons out the fucking big Tier Limit Fusion boss monster guy. That paired with the 2 Kashtiras on board was more than enough to just kill me for game. So we take the loss for round 1, game 1. So for round 1, game 2, I opened Achichi, I opened I Meet You, Hiyari, Imperm, and Ogre. So this right here is full combo that can actually play through hand traps, paired with 2 hand traps of my own. These 3 were able to just straight up get me to a 6,000 attack Arrival Cyberse ad Ignister that they straight up just could not out and could not interact with whatsoever. That paired with my 2 hand traps, they scooped, man. They scooped real quick. They were like, oh, yeah, I don't have an out. Game 3 it is. Alright guys, so for round 1, game 3, I sided in 2 Chalice and 3 Book of Eclipse just to help break the Kashtira board. And obviously they're going to go first, so I opened Achichi, Chalice, Mining, Ogre, and Veiler. Alright, so he goes first. He summons out the Unicorn, goes effects the search, and I go, nope, Veiler. Too bad, bruh. Boom, that's 1 interruption. He then makes the Kashtira Birth. tries to use its effect, but I go Ogre to pop it, which inherently negates it. So that's 2 interruptions down. Then this motherfucker goes triple tactics talent. Uh-oh. So I show him my hand, and he's like, ooh, that's a nice chalice you got there. That can break my board. I'm gonna rip it out of your hand. So chalice gets shuffled back into the deck. Great. That's awesome. I'm now down to just 2 starters, bro. But because I did interrupt most of his cards, he actually just ends on Fenrir and Unicorn again, so I actually got really lucky there. Okay, so now it's my turn, and I draw into Fighting Spirit, and I don't fully remember the play-by-play. The memory's a little fuzzy on this one because it was actually a very long duel. But what I do remember was I had enough to make Axis Code Talker, and I'm talking like late into the game, so this is like turn 5, 6 even. And then like I remember he had the fusion monster with the field spell, and like basically the fusion monster, when it's sent to the grave, it can like interact with my board and bring itself back, and then like the field spell can also interact with my board. And at this point he was at like 3,400 life points, I was at 700 life points. He had more than enough to like outgrind me. The tier Kashtira player just took the game, and I couldn't do anything about it. And you know what? It was a lot of back and forth, so I actually enjoyed myself even though we lost round 1. So for round 2, we got paired up against a pure Blue Eyes player, and honestly, Blue Eyes might be the deck I'm scared of the most. So I win the dice roll, and obviously I'm gonna go first, and I draw into a Chi-Chi, Island, I Meet You, Fighting Spirit, and Imperm, dude. What a baller fucking hand, dude. So I start off by normal summoning the Achichi, and my opponent decides to Imperm it. I then link off the Achichi to make Dark Infant. I then activate the I Meet You and search out my Picari. Bada bing, add that boy to my hand. I then go ahead and activate the Island. And I want to preface this, he preemptively negated the Infant. I know that I only have 1 copy in the deck and I drew it, so it would be illegal if I did use his effect to search it, but I didn't even use his effect. He just saw that Infant and he was like, nope, you're not getting your field spell, so he just straight up negated it. So hell yeah, that's a win for us. Alright, I then go Island effect to special my Picari, and honestly, just to make things short, I have more than enough here to just go into full combo, right? So that's essentially exactly what I do. I got the win Pegasus in the grave for the extra interaction. I have the Imperm in hand. I got the 4K attack arrival that just cannot be outed. And at this point, dude, my opponent is like, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to scoop. And honestly, fair enough. Okay, guys, so for round 2, game 2, he's obviously going to go first. I didn't really side anything in because I think I have more than enough to stop a Blue Eyes deck. So I draw into 2 Imperms, 2 Ash Blossoms, and an Ogre. Okay, so actually not too bad. This is actually very decent against Blue Eyes, but basically he summons out the Sage, which I Imperm because I don't want him getting access to his engine. He then links off Sage for the Link 1 Blue Eyes little guy, goes effect to search, and honestly this was really stupid on my part. I chained Ash here. I should have just not chained the Ash here, but it is what it is. And he's able to just keep playing, and he essentially just ends on 2 Spirit with Eyes of Blue and True Light. And I still have the Imperman, Ogre, and Ash in hand, so do keep that in mind. So now it's my turn. I draw into the Achichi. So right off the bat, like literally in my draw phase, he just goes effect to special summon the Omni Negate, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. So I do have that to deal with, which I do end up Imperming, because fuck that shit. I'm not trying to die to that motherfucker. So he then activates the Blue Eyes Fusion, which he set off a True Light, and essentially he just makes the level 8 fusion guy. I think it's Tyrant Dragon. Yeah, he makes the Tyrant Dragon. I then summon the Achichi, and he goes True Light effect to set one from the deck. And at this point I chained the Ogre, so I held Ogre specifically for True Light. This is an interaction I never even thought about. He chains Spirit with Eyes of Blue. He chains that to negate the True Light effect that would pop all of his cards. So he essentially protected his board. But at this point, we played through 2 interruptions. So at this point, I'm chilling. I'm actually chilling. Throughout the combo, I'm able to end on a 4K Arrival Cybers Ad Ignister. Nothing too insane. And now it's his turn. All I have is Ash Blossom. He's pretty much able to just play through the Ash Blossom. And like, it's kind of a long, grindy game, but there are some back and forth interactions. But ultimately, I was left with 4,700 life points, and I think he realized that he's able to make the rank 8 Xyz Indigo Eyes, the one that's 4k attack. He sees the potential for game, so he makes the Indigo Eyes, attacks into my Arrival Cybers, and then he just kills me with his other 2 Synchro Monsters, and that's round 2, game 2. I took the L. Alright guys, so for round 2, game 3, I open Picari, I meet you, Fighting Spirit, Ash, and Droll. And honestly, it's kind of just game, bro. Like, he was not able to break this, because with these 3 cards, I was able to just go full combo into a 6k Arrival at Ignister. That paired with my hand traps, he was not really able to like break this board at all. So yeah, we took round 2 against Pure Blue Eyes. We got our dub. Let's go. Alright guys, so for round 3, we got paired up against Blue Eyes Pure yet again. I get to go first because guess what? I win the dice roll, baby. Let's go. I open Ogre, Veiler, Picari, I meet you, and Sign of Mining, which is actually like decent. You want to open 2 to 3 hand traps and like a starter and an extender, so this is actually really good. So I start off by normal summoning the Picari, and I go effect to search for Fighting Spirit, and he does not respond, so we get to search. I then link off the Picari for the Dark Infant, and then I go Infant effect to search, and it resolves because he does not chain anything. And at this point, the opponent just does not have any hand traps. We have enough starters and extenders to basically go full-fledged combo. I ended up making a 6k attack Arrival Cybersat Ignister with a couple of hand traps, and my opponent just could not out it. Props to him though. When it was his turn, he knew he couldn't out it, but he still tried anyways. The Arrival Cybersat Ignister is just crazy like that, so we won. So for round 3, game 2, I open Ogre, Droll, Imperm, Achichi, and Sign It Mining, dude. Again, crazy fucking hand to open, especially going second. So he starts off by summoning the Sage, and I don't interrupt it. I let it go through. He gets his search, and then on resolution, I chain Droll. So now he cannot search anymore. And to cut things short, he ended up just ending on a Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, a True Light, and a back row. So now it's my turn. I draw into I Meet You. I go normal summon a Chi-Chi to search Picari. It doesn't chain anything, so I do get the search. I then link off my Chi-Chi to go into my Dark Infant. I do try and go Effective Infant to search out the field spell, but he straight up goes, you know what, dude? Like, this is what he told me. He's like, last game, your field spell was a little too crazy, so I am not letting you get your field spell. And honestly, valid as fuck. So this gets negated. Anyway, I then go I Meet You effect to search out the Gachiri, which does not get interrupted. I then go Gachiri effect to special itself, and at this point he chains the, I think it's Majesty with Eyes of Blue or something like that, Majesty of whatever, the trap that pops our cards, right? But Gachiri just protects my monsters for the first time that they would get popped anyway. So that was really funny. We had a good laugh. Essentially just a waste of a trap card, but you know what? Nobody knows how to play against that Ignister for the most part anyway. It's a pretty niche deck, so I don't blame him. I then link off these 2 into Splash Mage, and I also chain the Gachiri effect in the graveyard to make my Splash Mage unaffected by card effects for 2 turns. I then go Splash Mage effect to respawn my Achichi. I then link off my Achichi for the Link Decoder. Where is he? Boom. I then link these 2 off for Transcode Talker. And then on summon, Link Decoder will respawn itself. And then on resolution, he chains the Spirit with Eyes of Blue to special summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, which is their Omni Negate. I then go Transcode Talker effect to respawn a Link monster, but he chains the Omni Negate. Then at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to set Imperm and I'm going to pass here. There's really not much else I can do at this point. So now it's his turn. He summons Sage again, uses the effect to search. He links off into the Blue Eyes Link 1, and I imperm it. And to be honest, I'm not too sure why I imperm it, but again, memory gets a little foggy here, but he ends up with the Tyrant, like the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, another Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. But then at this point, he goes True Light effect. He tries to activate True Light, and this is why I held the Ogre. So I then chain Ogre to pop the True Light. And this player did not, I guess they either forgot or just didn't know that they could have used Blue Eye Spirit Dragon to negate the True Light effect so that they could protect their board. They weren't aware of it, so they didn't chain it, so I essentially just broke their board entirely for free. And he just passes. So now it's my turn. I use Transcode Talker effect to respawn Mage. Boom. I then go Splash Mage effect to respawn the Gachiri, which is important because I want to protect my monsters. I then go Link, Decoder, and Mage for Heat Soul. This is the part where it was like extremely clutch. I used Heat Soul's effect to draw one, and I drew into none other than Idle Reborn, dude, which is my other respawn spell. I then go Idle Reborn, effect to respawn. I respawn the Achichi. I then go ahead and use these two to make Transcode Talker, and I go Chain 2 Talker, Chain 1 Gachiri. Chain 2 Transcode Talker is going to gain 5300 attack, and keep in mind he cannot respond to Access Code Talker. And then Gachiri is going to make the Access Code Talker unaffected for 2 turns as well. And then at this point, dude, I just like break his board for free. I have more than enough damage on board for game. That's exactly what I do. I swing for game, bruh. And we win again against Blue Eyes in round 3. We took round 3. Let's go, baby. All right, so now we're in round 4. We got paired up against a full-powered Galaxy Eyes with the new Tachyon support. I'm not even gonna like go over the play-by-play. I just want you to know that both, like all of my games, I drew like 4 to 5 hand traps. And he played through literally every single one of them, including Droll, which blew my mind because like this dude was searching so much. When I activated Droll, like I figured, oh yeah, this should end his turn. No, dude, he's played through Droll like so many times, dude. He literally, dude, they have an in archetype called By the Grave, which is like this trap. It's like a counter trap that they can activate from hand, which negates like anything. It's fucking insane, bro. I didn't stand a chance. And also he told me he has a lot of experience fighting at Ignister because his boy plays at Ignister. So he knew where to hand trap me. I didn't know how to like hand trap him properly. Both games he took them. I think at one point, actually no, I think I won round 4 game 2 because I was able to make Access Code Talker, and he didn't really open any like hand traps or anything. So I was able to just push through whatever kind of board he had. But I want you to know that this dude absolutely obliterated me, bent me over, fucking spanked me, and I couldn't do anything about it, bro. I was just getting crushed, and we ended up losing round 4, but you know what? Win some, lose some. I still think Ignister has what it takes to be the best deck, so yeah. Okay, so we went 2-2 at locals. It's been a whole ass year since I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Going 2-2 at locals after a full-on year break and barely knowing what the meta does, I think we performed pretty fucking well, dude. I still have one more chance to go undefeated at locals, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to leave a comment and let me know how I can make this deck even better. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Give me views and give me subs, bitch. Before I go, make sure to join the Discord, link down below, as well as all of my other social media. I stream on Twitch quite a bit, so yeah. Also, we're almost at like 50 people in the Discord, which is fucking crazy. So yeah, just come play video games with me, man. Let's play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Together. Let's play some video games together. Come meet a whole bunch of cool new people, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Next episode's going to be the season finale. And hopefully we go undefeated, man. I think we could do it. I think we could do it. I think we're like almost there, dude. All right. See ya.